Okay, hello, hello, hello. We're going to call the group right now. Let's see the answer. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Calling everybody.
Good morning, David.
Good morning. Mr. Alan Manassi is here, and Liliana. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. Thank you. We're just getting started here. So let me look at this technology and see if everything is looking right. Let's see. All right, here we go. Yay! Some little sound effects there. Okay, very good. Okay, so God, some of them are still calling. Let's see.
Change your profile picture. It's
My
nice.
profile. Oh well, this is supposed to be our group picture. So is it the picture of two people talking to each other? Yeah. Yeah, because Skype is kind of changed, and like it updated when I started today, and I thought, oh, I can put a picture up there. So let's see here. Oh, what happened to Mr. Julio? Came up as busy. I don't know. Anyway, hello everyone. This is the English meeting call. I'm Dave Skonda. We do this call most Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and our time, at least in America, in the United States, we're going to change our time tomorrow.
Yes?
Yeah, we're going to spring forward. So next week it'll be, if I spring forward, it'll be, UTC -7. So it'll be like 1 hour earlier if your time doesn't change. Some countries change their time, some don't.
No, mine
No,
don't.
they don't. Yeah, it seems like maybe it makes it simpler if they don't. It's kind of interesting how the logic, some people believe in it, some people don't. Whoops, what do we got here? So that's going to change. But anyway, this is the EM call, and let's see. This guy wants to get in. Let's let him in. And what we do here is we talk about speaking English, anything having to do with English speaking, conversation, words, vocabulary, something you heard, pronunciation, how to say something, how to get the mouth position correct. Maybe you heard something that was confusing. So what does that mean? All of these questions are very relevant here, and I want you to ask them. So any questions you have at all, you can ask at any time. And I will also try to listen to you and give you some tips on your speaking, pronunciation, and that sort of thing. So this is what we do. We also have topics and have oftentimes we will debate certain topics, certain things going on in the world, and give different opinions about that. That gets people speaking and speaking their mind, which is a good thing. Let's see. This person wants to add, so we'll try to get that person in. Okay. So let's see. And let's see. Mr. Julio was trying to get in. Let's see if we can get him in to join. I was bringing him a little there. Okay. So kind of a slow news week. But one of the questions I'm going to put in, everybody, please open your chat room. Click that chat bubble in your lower left-hand corner of your Skype window. And I'll type in something there to get it started. Everyone. Good day. I'm Paul Harvey. There's a new Paul Harvey in the United States, and he would always say, good day. God, I'm hearing that clicking sound again. I don't know what that is. It's so strange. We heard it last week, and it's happening again. The other thing I ask is when you're not speaking, to please mute your microphone. Just click on the picture of the microphone under everybody's name and picture in the Skype window. And that way the call is clear and we don't hear background noise and things like that. So please be aware of that. And we will get started. If anybody has questions, you can type them in the chat room. That's our second way to communicate. So please use the chat room as well. And then we just got Julio on, and there's Mr. Jordy, and a few others are here as well. How are you, Mr. Julio?
Hello, Dave. I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for inviting me to your wonderful program.
Thank you, and thank you for joining the program today. I hope all is well in Venezuela. Is that the case?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm okay. And that's a lot to say.
Yes. Well, I'm wearing red in support of Venezuela and communism. I'm wearing a red shirt.
Well, I like red, but I don't wear red here because with the association with communism.
Right.
So I don't wear red here.
Yeah, no, I understand that. See, here it doesn't really mean anything, but I thought of you when I looked at my red T-shirt today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
oh no, well, here well, in my case and my family, we try not to wear red because sometimes things get really hot and people get intolerant.
Right, and people could get angry, people could argue, all kinds of negative things could come about. Yeah, we don't want that. So I hear you. And Liliana is here.
Liliana from Colombia.
Yes, indeed. How are you, Liliana?
I'm good, thanks.
Excellent. Well.
Yes.
That's good.
Always the same here.
Always the same. That's good. No communism in Colombia so far.
Yes, there always exists communists here. You know about the guerrillas.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, right. Yeah, the guerrillas. Oh man, that's true. I forgot about that. Yes, indeed. And
hi, Dave. I have a friend, a Brazilian friend. She's interested in joining us.
Oh, okay, sure.
And I sent her your Skype account.
Okay.
Her name is Elaine Barbosa. And I don't know if she sent you.
Yes, I see her right here. Yeah, I accepted her.
Okay. Maybe she join us later because she said that maybe in 30 minutes. She would like to participate.
Yeah, she can participate.
In our meeting.
Yeah. I think you can add her, or if you want, I can try to add her.
Okay. I think I will. I'm good.
Yeah.
She will send me a message.
She'll send you a message.
When she's at home.
Okay. All right. Very good. Please open the chat and say hello to the folks in the chat room. And we will get started. I'm going to put in a question here. I don't know, this may be kind of obscure to many of you. What was the name of this is the name of the actor. this at all. I'm not buzzing anybody's microphone, but anyway, please make sure your microphone is muted when you're not speaking. That way, if it is someone else's microphone, it won't make that noise. Oh, Jordy said, okay, so the question is, what was the name of the actor who played Spock on the show and the movie Star Trek? Now, Star Trek was a very popular pastime and movie series in America. I don't know if any of you have seen it though.
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, you've seen it? Did you see the TV show or the
TV show?
Oh, you saw the TV. See, that's the classic Star Trek. And
yeah, it's Leonard Nimoy was.
You got it, Leonard Nimoy. It's got to give you some kind of fanfare. And okay, very good. There you go. Lots of sound effects for that. Yes, Jordy took away. Jordy, it's okay. You can leave it there. Harrison Ford, no, wasn't Harrison Ford is a good guess because he's a popular actor, a lot of movies, a lot of action movies. But yeah, go ahead, Julio.
There. No, he wasn't there. He was in that famous what's the name of it?
Star.
No, it wasn't Star Trek.
No.
Star Wars.
Star Wars, yes.
Yes. So Jordy, that was a good guess because you're off by, you got the star right. It was Star Trek, Star Wars.
Yeah,
so you're close.
He was Han Solo.
Han Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what really got him going in his career, Harrison Ford. But yeah, Leonard Nimoy had a very distinctive face, and he had pointed ears in the show and in the movie. Same character. He played Spock, and his character was from Vulcan. And when we deal, first of all, the show was quite revolutionary because the ideas brought out in the show are a lot of social issues that we face in our world in terms of different countries, different people who look different, people who have different beliefs. And that was encompassed a lot in Spock, because Spock was a Vulcan. He looked different. He had pointed ears, and he would do this thing with his hands. He would separate his fingers and say, "Live long and prosper." And the Vulcans were like this wise community, but they weren't so much of a warring culture. And it was just very interesting. But people like judged Spock because of his pointed ears, and his behavior was a little different. And there's a lot socially perhaps we can learn from that type of idea. There's different people look different in all different parts of the world, with skin color, hair, facial features, all kinds of things are different in our world. And it's like,
sexual orientation.
Well, did Spock have an issue of sexual orientation?
No. I'm not saying that. The people have different, as they are different, they have different colors, skin color,
right,
different nationalities, and some have different sexual
orientation. That's right. And that's a part of it, and it's just like, and the show, by the way, originated, I believe, in 1966. So this show goes way back. And that was quite a long time in terms of progression and open-mindedness. And yeah, sexual orientation is about that, is connected to that, I should say. And I remember one time I was teaching a class and here in the United States, and it was immigrants and international students from all over the world. And I remember one of my students said, "Oh, in my country, we don't have gay people." It's like, we don't have that in my country.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah. And
you know, my answer would have been, oh, they all came to live here.
they all, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they left to come and live here. That's interesting. I wonder how other people would handle that question, or if somebody said that to you, how would you answer that? Work in English, I'm working for almost 7 years. Advise. Oh, okay. Hold on one second. I'll get to that. Somebody put a question there in the chat. But, you know, it was kind of interesting because I knew that that idea is not true, of course, but the person came from a country where people are not very open-minded about sexual orientation, or maybe some other things as well. So if you said that you were homosexual in that country, they would probably be ostracized. They would not be accepted, you know. So, you know, that is why I said. So how would you, anybody have any idea, if somebody said that to you, what would you say to them? Any ideas? It's, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't want to, be disrespectful to this student, but at the same time, I felt a need to say something, and I forgot, what did I say? I said, well, I think I asked him, well, how do you know that? And, I don't think he gave much of an answer. Well, because, nobody is, nobody says they are, well, why do you think nobody says they are? Well, because they're not. That was his answer. But it was because of society, his society, the country he came from, did not approve of it openly and publicly. And the thing is, that's part of it. People have different beliefs, religious beliefs, philosophical beliefs. People look different. We know people have different skin color, have different types of hair and facial features, and sexual orientation, religious orientation. It kind of also comes down to like, hey, I like the color blue. Oh, you like the color red. Oh, what does that mean? Something's wrong with you? No, it does not. Just that's you, and we're different. And anyway, getting back to the show, it was the idea about, accepting people who are different, and you don't fight people or put them down just because they're different. So the show Star Trek brought a lot of that type of dialogue, to present day, and like marrying outside of your race. The idea of mixing, like a Colombian person marrying an African person or something like that. Still today we're mixing more, but there's still a lot of prejudice, and things like, oh, you shouldn't be with that type of person. And in the show Star Trek, there was mixing, like Captain Kirk would have relationships with women who were green, for example. And we all admired him for that. So Leonard Nimoy, he just passed away recently, and he was
83, no?
Yes, right. He was 83 years old, and sad to see him go. The show there's just many people who really love the show in America, and I imagine in different countries as well, but it certainly was popular here for many reasons. And that was one of the reasons that it brought out a dialogue about people and accepting people. And the mission of the show, like the starship, the idea of it was that they would explore new worlds, new civilizations, to learn and bring back information and to try to interact with them, but not to change them. Their goal was not to be like a religious group and to convert them. Their goal was just to visit new civilizations and learn from them. So maybe that was the other idea, that, you know, in our world, you know, there's people who do things differently, so we can hopefully learn from them. And now we can travel there through the internet. We don't have to, you know, actually go there and spend a lot of money. We can learn from people through the internet and learn, and then bring it back. And instead of criticize them or try to change them, just learn from them. So I think there's a lot of wisdom.
Who are we to judge them? For example, gay people.
Who are we to what?
To judge.
Oh, to judge. Oh, a little pronunciation there.
Judge as a judge.
Yeah, judge. Let me write it in there.
Different people, for example, gay people.
Yeah, exactly. To judge them is, well, that's right. It's just to say that you're wrong or you're evil because you're gay, you know. And when most of these people will say, "Hey, look, I was born this way. I did not choose this," you know. So, you know, if I you know, I'm not gay, but I think if I was born that way and I only had attraction to other men, you know, what am I going to do? You know, I can't just change it. It's not like a mind thing. So we do have to, you know, respect that, understand that.
Yeah,
you know, they're different.
That's nature.
That's nature. Yeah. I mean, if you go out, I'm glad you mentioned that, Julio. If you go out in the wilderness, you will see male dogs or male animals trying to have sex with other male animals, and vice versa. You know,
and they don't care about what other animals.
No, they don't care. It's like, that's all right. You know, they're not like, oh my God, don't do that around me. Other people will see.
Yeah, for example, my sister's dog, Max, he's a Westie. And he's fallen in love with my neighbor's dog. She's 10 or 12 years older than him.
Oh, yeah.
And he loves her. And I think it's nice.
See, they don't discriminate against age. We can learn a lot from these animals, you know?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, there is a kind of monkey. It's called bonobo. I don't know if you know about them.
No. Go ahead.
Yeah, bonobos, they live in a closed society, and when they have some kind of issue, they solve the problem with sex.
Yes.
Really? They studied these monkeys?
Male with males and females with females.
Really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, to avoid depression.
Wow, that's very interesting. Wow, so it sounds like they did some scientific study with this.
Oh, yes.
Right. Interesting.
I watched some videos with those apes, and they're like that.
Oh, okay.
They're like small chimpanzees.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, let me see if I get.
Yeah, if you get a link or something, you could pop it in there.
Yeah.
Let me see. Somebody wants to join. And Wendy just joined. Hi, Wendy. I heard you say hello.
Hello, Dave.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. So, Wendy, could you tell us where you're from?
I'm from Indonesia.
Oh, great. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you for joining us. And Carmenza, say hello and tell us where you're from.
Hello, Dave. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Carmenza. Tell us where you're from, please.
I am from Colombia.
Colombia. Ah,
Yes.
we have some more Colombians on. Okay, very good.
Yeah, she's my friend.
Oh, good. Excellent. Excellent.
Where are you? Where in Colombia?
She's from Norte de Santander.
Mm.
Ocaña.
Caña.
Ocaña. Yes.
Mm.
It's a town. It's little town. Small
Uh-huh.
town.
Mm.
It's a small town in Colombia. Okay, very good. Very good. And then Duber has joined us. Hi, Duber. And if you want to say hello and tell us where you're from. Maybe his microphone is off. Oh, there you go. Hi there.
Hi, my name is Duer. I am from Colombia too.
Oh, great.
I am from Colombia. I am from a little city that is south of Cartagena, Ciudad. I am a little city south of Cartagena.
Ah, very good. Very
Hi,
good.
sir.
Hello. Hello, Stephen.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Tell us where you're from, Stephen.
I'm from Algeria. What about you, sir?
No, I'm sorry. You're from where?
I'm from Algeria.
Algeria. Ah, very good. I'm calling
Yes.
from the United States. Welcome to the call. I'm glad.
United States. Great.
Yes, yes. And we also have
So-
Wasim and Sachin. Yes, Stephen, go ahead.
Tell us about you.
Tell us about you. Well, I was born under a palm tree. We're just here, just listen in. This
you
is
are,
the
some kind of professors. Yes.
yes, this is the English meeting call, and I'm Dave Skonda, and yes, I teach English to people worldwide, and this is the call. So thanks for joining us. If anybody has any questions about speaking English, please ask.
Yes.
You can speak up and ask, or you can also put them in the chat room. If you click on the bubble in your lower left-hand corner or lower right-hand corner of your screen,
So,
you can open your
Please,
chat.
topic for conversation today.
The topic for conversation. Well, first we're taking questions, and we're discussing Leonard Nimoy and the work that he did in terms of opening people's mind of prejudice, of judgment, of open-mindedness versus narrow-mindedness, and how media can affect that. And one other comment I'd like to make about that is, when you have something like a television show or a movie that people enjoy, it's an interesting way to open people's minds, because maybe they would be prejudiced, but then they enjoy the show, they enjoy the characters, they enjoy what they did. So then they decide, maybe they're right. Maybe I should be open-minded. So, please give me your opinions about that.
Dave, I just left the link there about the bonobos,
Okay.
and this is a short paragraph about them.
Oh, there's a short paragraph about them. Okay, so if anyone wants to check that out, bonobo. Okay, and let me see. Oh, Duber has a question here. What is the difference when you pronounced? Okay, so he's got a few words here. Boat, both, and vote. Now I'm exaggerating these sounds, but BOAT is the vehicle on the water, boat. We take a boat on the water. And there's a T at the end. Now, it's not really strong. It's not usually pronounced boat, but there is a T sound. It's a lighter T, boat. I'm going to take a boat to this island. Yesterday, I rode on a boat. And we went fishing. Boat. So what's happening here is the tip of my tongue, Duber, is touching my alveolar ridge. That is the bumpy part behind my top front teeth. And I'm saying boat. And I'm just releasing that T lightly, boat. But you're right that a lot of people get these two confused, and it sounds like the same word. So like I'll hear people say for both is a TH sound, and it's a voiceless TH sound, both. So my tongue is under my two front teeth, and I release the air without not. No, that's voice. That's wrong. For both, it's just the air pushing out without a vibration. Both. So a lot of people aren't comfortable with the tongue under the teeth. So they say, "Are both of you going?" Yes, both of us are. No, it's got to be both. Both. Yeah. Yeah, and then vote is V. Some folks in parts of the world have a hard time with the V. That's the lower lip hitting the front teeth and vibrating. Vote. And it's a release T, so it's ta-ta-ta, vote. Vote. So Duber, you want to try to pronounce those for me? I can listen to you if you like.
The first word, boat.
Good.
Both.
Good.
Vote. The last word. Vote.
Yeah, very good with yeah, very good. The only thing I would suggest is with both, just try to hit that TH a little stronger, so we really hear that TH, both.
Both.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's nice. Get a little more breath in there, then it's very clear. Yeah, excellent. Excellent. Well, let's see.
Sir, can I ask you something?
Yeah, hold on, Stephen. Let me go to Wendy. Wendy first.
All right, yes. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Had experience for year level.
I'm sorry? Can you say that again? I didn't hear you.
Have you have experience teaching for young ages like preschooler or elementary school?
Oh, elementary school, like children?
Or as
Not
second language?
Well, it was my question too.
really? Wow. I don't think anyone's ever asked me.
In elementary school, and now I have to teach my students English and speaking.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. There is one very large advantage to teaching children, and it's something. Okay, please turn off your microphone because I can hear the background. Everybody, please turn off your microphone.
Right.
Just click that button under everyone's name and picture in the Skype window. There's a picture of a microphone there. And okay, so there's the advantage is it's called the critical period. And what this has to do with is the human brain. The human brain goes through a change when a human reaches around puberty level. So when they're younger than that, younger than teenagers, then their brain is open to language in a different way than adults, in quite a better way. So there's been a lot of research on this, and it's shown that children can absorb language much faster than others, than adults. So that's a great thing for teaching children. And what we can do with that is my suggestion, even though I don't have a lot of experience teaching children, is what I know in terms of acquiring language is keep it fun with them. There are many great like fun games that you can do with children so that they really enjoy it, and they don't even look at it like learning. It's like a game. Because if they can look at English as a positive thing, like, yeah, let's study English, let's play these games, then they have a very positive feeling towards the new language. And that positive feeling opens their brain up even more, which allows them to acquire language better, faster. If I were teaching children, sure, I would use these games. I would teach some vocabulary, and I would teach phrases. And what's really fun with kids to do, and I do this with adults, but it can certainly work well with children, and that is do role plays and have somebody like you're doing a little play and somebody's a character, and you have somebody say, like the teacher, you could be at a grocery store, and one of your students is looking for some apples or bananas, or they're looking for a vegetable, and they ask you, where is this vegetable? Where is this? So it's like practical things they can start to use.
Okay.
So you could have a lot of fun with that. And then, like, if they get it wrong, if they get the phrase wrong, you could ask the class, oh, what's a better way to ask for this? Does anybody have an idea? And then the class gets involved. Oh, he could say this, or he could say that, and then you could write it on the board so they can see it, and then they can practice that phrase with each other. So these are some things I would try. What have you been doing so far with your students?
So, okay, that's for a speaking lesson. So, what do you think about? Should I teach about to develop their vocabulary or through grammar?
Yeah, well,
for the first, because you know that in Indonesia, the English as second language.
Sure, right. Yeah, I think vocabulary is one of the most important things, because when you start from zero, you need vocabulary, and it's the foundation of language. There's debate on grammar. Like, if you wanted, you could teach grammar, technically. Some people believe in communicative grammar, in them learning grammar through speaking and reading, which is quite interesting, because if you give them something fun and interesting to read in English that's easy to read, then they start absorbing the grammar through reading. Some people get very discouraged with grammar because English grammar is non-logical, and there are so many exceptions, and it can be kind of problematic to some learners. Not all learners, but some learners. So there are a lot of teachers who believe in a communicative approach. So they learn the grammar through speaking and through reading, and then what you do is, if they read something, then you discuss the reading with them. Oh, what did this character do in the story? Why did he do it? And they discuss what they read. And then when they say a sentence or a phrase answering, maybe they're a little off, you always compliment them and say, that was good, but let me help you make it better. Instead of saying to them, no, that's wrong, don't say it that way. It's better to say, hey, that was good. Like, they tried, because language is difficult. We know that. So you say, that was good. Let me help you make it better. And then show them a better way to say that phrase.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. And we have a few questions. Stephen was next. Stephen, did you have a different question?
Yes. I mean, I'm a beginner too. That English is my mother language. So, as a beginner, what advice you can give it to me to talk this language freely?
Okay. Yeah. Well, a great question. And one of the best suggestions I can give you is to read something that is at your level and that is very interesting to you. And I want you to understand why. And the reason why is your brain, by reading, is going to absorb vocabulary, it's going to absorb grammar, and it's going to absorb just ideas, how to express ideas, which is how we speak. They call it like collocations in linguistics. It's a group of words. We don't just speak in one word. We speak in phrases like, hey, Stephen, how are you? That's an idea, or that's a question I ask you. And that's how we communicate. So, but the important thing is you must read. It cannot be too difficult, but it cannot be too easy. It has to be at your level and just a little bit higher than you, just a little bit. So you can, if you don't know, you can look it up in a dictionary. But if you come across many words you don't know, it's too much. And you're not going to enjoy the story. So if you like science fiction, read science fiction. If you like biographies of people, read an interesting biography. But it really has to be something you are interested in. If you're bored by reading, it's not going to work. Oh, Elaine, we need you to mute your microphone, please.
Oh, yes, okay.
Okay, thanks. All right, so Elaine just joined us. So that is really good. And the other thing that will really help you, Stephen, is to be able to speak to somebody like you're doing now, to speak to me or somebody else in English. And that helps too, because you can ask questions.
My problem, sir, is not, I mean, in chatting, I can talk freely, I can as I want. So when I talk, I cannot talk freely as I want.
Right. You can't talk freely because perhaps you don't have the vocabulary to express all of your ideas. And that's why
anything I want. Chat.
I'm sorry you dropped out there. I didn't hear what you said.
I said that I am in chatting. I can talk as I want. I mean, I can talk freely as a normal person. But when I talk it, when I pronounce it, I cannot pronounce it as well as you do.
Oh, sure. And that's expected. That's okay, Steve. Don't worry about that too much, because most everyone has an accent. So that's normal. You can always work on it and try to improve or change your accent. But, you want your ideas to flow. You want to be communicative in your speaking. You cannot do everything at once. That's one of the obstacles of our human brain is we can't do everything at once. That's why language is a challenge. But you'll get better, a little bit better as time goes by. And some people do great with pronunciation because they really focus on it. And some people have a talent for pronunciation as well. And some people struggle with pronunciation. The main goal is to be understood. So having an accent is not bad as long as people understand you. And, speaking for myself, I enjoy other people's accents. I think it's quite nice. If I understand them, we can have a great conversation, intellectual, casual, whatever. We can talk. So keep your passion up, Stephen. Keep your will to use English up. So keep your positive feelings towards it. Don't get discouraged mistakes. Just laugh at it. Say, "Oh, I made a mistake. Ha ha ha. No big deal. No big deal. I'm going to keep moving forward." This is the type of attitude that will help you to do better and better and better.
Yes, thanks a lot. Yeah, I like this language and I want to learn it. So I will try my best to learn it. I have honor to talk with you. I have to leave now.
Okay.
So thanks so much, sir, for joining.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Have a nice time. Thanks, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Later.
All right. Bye now.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Okay. And then Sam has a question. Oh, thanks, Sachin, for that link. I just saw it there. Sam, are you there? Hello, Mr. Sam.
I think he left us.
In my view, he's there, but yeah, he probably went to the kitchen or something. Well, if he comes back, we'll give him another chance. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, Sachin, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, thanks.
And hi, everyone. I'm Sachin from India.
All right.
Hi, India. I have so many friends from India.
Oh, you do, Wendy? Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great to hear.
Do you have friends on the internet, or do you visit those friends in India?
Actually, we met on Facebook, then
Okay.
continue communicating through BlackBerry Messenger.
Good.
But I've been met one of them in Indonesia when he visited me last month.
Oh, very nice. Oh, that must have been fun.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to India?
No. But I have a plan with my friends to travel to India.
Yeah, I want to go to India too. India is just fascinating to me. And, so much history from India that I've studied. And I would love to go to India. So that's definitely on my list of places to go.
I like Bollywood.
Just plan it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So, Sachin, how have you been?
I've been doing great. It's been a long time since we were in touch. I think I joined your last session about 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, that is a long time ago. Well, I'm glad to see you back here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be with you as well, and I can also watch your video on YouTube right now.
Oh, good.
So
yeah, thank you for putting that link in. I have a good video on the TH sound on YouTube.
Yeah, that's the first video that actually 4 to 5 years back. I was getting trained by my trainers, and one of my trainers, she just gave me that link.
Oh, I see.
On that.
Ah, interesting. That's cool. That's good. Well,
the problem.
Yeah, go ahead.
I improvised that I can pronounce the TH sound, like for example, thanks is a thanks that we usually do.
Right.
But the problem is, whenever I speak, I'm constantly monitoring what I'm saying, and I feel it practically a bit difficult to just pronounce it that way. I'm most of the times when I face the problem is when the TH sound is in the middle, or like mother.
Yeah, mother. Yeah.
Just like, so I kind of stuck when I pronounce that, because maybe I'm just monitoring myself a lot, or
yeah,
I'm not sure, but it's father. For example, I'm trying to say father. So if I just use the same method that's taught by you, like I kind of stuck in that.
Well, if I understand you correct, Sachin, you're saying that you want to get away from monitoring yourself so much, and you just want it to come out naturally. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is the one concern, and another is maybe I don't have that circle to constantly practice my English. So that could be another reason. But
right. Well, let me ask you this: when do you speak English?
Yes.
Mostly I speak when I communicate with my clients. Actually, I work as a freelancer and I develop websites and do internet marketing. So whenever I get in touch by Skype call to discuss the project, that's
right.
the only time I get in touch with them.
I see.
Another problem is when I speak with someone in India, the pronunciation is a bit different. We tend to have a regional accent. So most of the times that regional accent influences what I have practiced on.
Right. Okay. Well, you're talking about your original Indian accent?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. So, yeah, this is a little tough. I mean, the thing is, speaking English more, of course, would help. But like for something specific like this TH sound, for instance, in the middle of a word like mother, father, where you have it in the middle and it's not coming out naturally. It's something that perhaps you could try, burning an image of it in your mind. And when I say that, what I mean is, to do something, create some ideas, some thoughts in your mind that are really, really kind of strong and outrageous, that, will make a deep imprint in your brain. So that is like for instance, the word mother, like standing on the top of the tallest building, and picturing yourself standing on the tallest building of India. I'm just making this up, and screaming out the word mother and hitting that TH really hard. And these THs come out of your mouth and they drop on the ground, and everybody on the ground is picking up these THs and they're eating them like they're fruit. And then they pronounce the word correctly, and then they say mother. Now, I'm making up a kind of crazy idea. Why? Because crazy ideas stay in the mind. They can be more crazy than that. The research has shown the more outrageous the idea, the more it will stick in your brain, and then it's more likely to solve your problem of it coming out. So you're not always monitoring, because the thing is, language is this kind of idea of use it or lose it. And since you don't use it as much as you really need to, it's going to be a challenge to have this stuff come naturally. But one of the things that you can also do, like when you're dealing with your customers, is get a sticky note and just put it on your monitor and just, write the TH symbol or TH, so when you're looking at it, you're seeing it. So you're hitting it visually. It's hitting your mind visually. And then it's always kind of reminding you. So if it's always reminding you, maybe several times throughout the day, you can just say a few of these words: mother, father, anything with TH in the beginning, middle, and end of words. And you could have an active thing you could do is write down a group of words that you use most often with TH in it. And,
exactly.
Take some time to get a good group of those words. And then throughout your day at work, have your sticky note on your monitor. And then whenever you have 30 seconds, just go over a few of those words, you know, and then go back to work. It will not interrupt your productivity at all in terms of your job. But you keep reminding your brain will remember. And do it in a positive way. Make it funny, make it more outrageous, like I gave the example. Your brain will remember. So do that throughout your day. Do it 5, 10 times throughout the day. Your brain will remember that. It will be hard for your brain not to remember it after you do that.
I practiced it a lot via tongue twisters. Like I thought of, thinking of, thanking you, things like that. But what happens if I'm aware that thinking or thanking, I know where the th sound is. But if I am just speaking with someone, I cannot constantly monitor where is the th sound or where it is not. So,
okay. No, I hear you. I know exactly what you're saying. And okay, here's something else you can do. Because yes, when you're thinking about it is a different mindset than natural conversation. So one of the things I'll say is tongue twisters are okay, but real phrases that you authentically use when you're speaking to somebody are better. So you can keep using tongue twisters, that's fine, but also come up with some phrases like I'm going with or without you over there to, you know, make up something that sounds logical. That can help the brain too. The other thing is get a small little recording device. And, you know, you can buy these things online. They're really cheap. They have them, I've seen them online, like they look like USB drives, but they're recorders. When you get a client on the phone, record your voice, you know, and then when you have some time, go back and listen to where you made some errors in that TH. And, you know, listen to it and say, that's it. And then say it out. Say the same phrase you said to that person correctly. Okay? That will hit your brain in a new way because, you know, you're identifying something real that happened, and that will hit in a different way. And that may help too. Most teachers, Sachin, will tell you, you need to speak English more. Now, I believe in that too, but I also know life gets busy, and there's more than one way to deal with an issue. So if you record, just hit that record button before you speak to them, and then on your break or at nighttime or whatever, listen and correct it. And you're going to be more aware of these things, and hopefully that should help you to punch it out correctly when you speak to them.
Mm-hmm. Dave, I also have another question.
Sure.
During last 4 years, I mostly been in touch with American clients.
Okay.
And I kind of neutralizing my accent in the recent years. I also, for example, you pronounced better, cotton, things like that. I'm kind of adapting that. My concern is what should I do so that it looks natural but not fake?
Okay, so it sounds like this is a bit of a psychological issue of it's sounding fake. Sounding fake to you or to them?
To them.
Okay, well, the thing is, there's not, usually when we deal with pronunciation, we don't usually look at it as fake. We just look at it as different. You know, when you're making an effort to pronounce something more standard or more correctly, it's okay if you're trying and it's not perfect. We don't, as native speakers, we don't say, oh, that sounds fake. We know that you're working on your English, so it's okay. If you feel like you're trying to shape the sound, but you know it's not right, Are you saying it makes you feel bad when you do that?
Not actually. I'm just concerned that it doesn't look. I'm just trying to copy something, or I'm just trying to fake my accent. For instance, you just pronounce feel. It's ear sound.
Right.
American accent.
Right. Feel.
So
right.
it's like, yeah.
No, usually now what you're describing is something that I believe I understand what you're saying, which is when I was using a second language in another country and I would try to pronounce it like the natives, since it was so different from what I'm comfortable with, it would feel like I'm being fake. And maybe almost like I'm making fun of them or something like that. But that's a psychological thing in our brain. And that's the thing we need to fight against, because we need to go for it. It's like, hey, you're running in a race, run as fast as you can. Who cares if you're not a professional runner? Just go for it. Pretend you're a professional runner. So in this instance, and I'm going to type this phrase in the chat, fake is good. And fake is good because fake, I'm going to, hold on one second. Fake it until you make it. This is a phrase that works for so many things. Fake it till you make it. And it really connects in language learning. The thing is, a second language feels awkward. It feels strange because the way we pronounce things is so different in our native language. It feels uncomfortable. It feels fake. That's what you should do. Fake it.
It doesn't sound fake. Actually, the American English is the one I feel that's the easiest. I can understand everything easily.
Oh, good.
Than the British English. Even though I like the British pronunciation most.
Yes, well, yes, and we a lot of.
I also learned British pronunciation actually.
Yes, and I can hear that influence in both your voice.
From movie or songs, sometimes can be changed into American.
Right, and they're both fine. The thing is, like Sachin has an interesting circumstance because he's speaking to both British people and American people, and they both have different accents. And either one is fine to use. And Sachin, like I like the way you're speaking. I think the other folks listening might agree with me that one thing with people in your region, Sachin, is they speak too fast, and you are not speaking too fast. You are speaking at a great rate of speed. So you've got something that I have, like people from India and even people, like Pakistan and, these areas, there's a similar type of rate of speed, and they speak so fast when they speak English. And you're doing a good job, Sachi. Yeah, Wendy, you wanted to say something?
But sometimes pronunciation can be matter, Dave, because like some accents that, for example, in Indonesia, we have so many culture that.
Yes.
So when every time I meet people here and they from some region and they will speak English, but with for example, from Javanese, so they will speak English with Javanese style.
Yeah, Japanese style English. Yeah, right.
Javanese, not Japanese. So they will make emphasize in the. For example, mother can be mother.
Yeah, mother.
And,
yeah.
For Sundanese, they cannot pronounce F very well. For example, like office can be say office.
Yeah, office.
So it's sometimes for me pronunciation can be matter.
Well, okay, that's why we go for a standard. And what I teach, of course, is an American standard pronunciation. And, you know, so we can't, we can't be all over the place and that sort of thing. And, you know, that's what I teach. And, you know, can we understand people who have different accents? Well, yes, it just depends on how strong their accents are, you know, and how astute we are in comprehension. So some people are really good at listening, some people are not. You know, we all have different talents. But the thing is that I believe, like in Sachin, in your case, you say that you can understand American English, or people who,
and that's easier for me to.
It's easier for you to understand, right? So okay, that's great.
But I get inspired by, sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead. You get inspired by?
Yeah, I'm saying that American English is way easier than British English.
Okay.
Written, and
Really?
I can understand it very well. But I personally like how some British people speak, not all, but some certain, I mean, a standard British accent. I like that.
Oh, you like that, do you?
I mean, the simplicity of American English and maybe the pronunciation, how they speak of British.
Yeah, well, yes, I know. And British, like I think I was going to say earlier, is that a lot of Americans really like the sound of a British speaker, and the different accents that come out of there. There are many different accents in England, Great Britain. Like there's the Queen's English, and it goes all the way down to Cockney. I can talk like this. I won't do it very well, but Cockney, we talk a little bit like this, such, and I like to get a lot of things about the technology you got there. It's very good technology there. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna have beer right
that's
now.
what I don't like.
But I think British pronunciation is sexy.
Oh yeah, well, you know, that's an interesting comment, because I think you're not the only one who feels that way. Like I think a lot of Americans think it sounds sexy. I think also I've heard a lot of Americans say that a French accent is very sexy too. You know, so certain accents often give us a certain feeling. And yeah, you're right about that. But in terms of communicating, you know, I mean, it's simpler maybe to focus on, like, for instance, American standard accent, and that may get you more mileage than going back and forth. Sometimes I'll speak to a British person who has a strong accent, and I don't understand what they're saying because their accent is so strong and they may be speaking so fast.
Exactly.
Yeah, so even I will have to say politely, "Excuse me, could you say that again a little bit more slowly? I didn't quite get that." Or make a nice little joke. Humor always works, you know, and in business too, like it makes people feel more relaxed. You know, you could just say, you know, I haven't been drinking enough English Earl Grey tea. Could you say that again a little slowly for me? You know, and they may get a little kick out of that. Oh, you said something funny, and that can also help your connection with that person. Just don't do it too much. But sometimes some humor will really help you to connect. But I must say, Sachin, I really like the way you're speaking, and the accent that you do have comes across as quite clear and intelligent. You know, it has the way you speak sounds quite intelligent. So you're to me, I like it. I like the way you sound.
It's because
you
I have been.
When I was study at my university, I have 3 lecturers. One from England, and she used British accent, and second from Australia, and it's totally different from British.
Oh yes.
And the last one is he is Canadian and also hello.
Yeah, no, I didn't say
Yeah,
anything. I
yeah,
just heard a buzz.
Canadian and a half French. So three of them were speaking with their accents, and sometimes I got puzzled what they are talking
Sure.
about.
Absolutely.
And yeah,
Absolutely.
that's why.
Oh, we have, you know, when I was going to college, and I remember some of my friends commenting, we've had some professors here in America from other countries. I mean, actually countries all over the world. So, I mean, we've had like some like Korean professors, and it was like,
Oh.
I was like, you know, like my friend of mine had the Korean professor, and he was like, I don't see how this guy got a job. His accent was so strong, and he's teaching Americans, you know, and it was very difficult to understand this man. And sometimes it made me wonder, you know, if they don't speak clearly, because they're probably very smart people who have great research and they know their field very well, but in terms of communication, not so well. So yeah, we struggle with that here too.
The best thing about American English is it's simple, and most American people tend to use their mouth positioning a lot.
Yes, that's true. That's one of the things I talk about is we tend to move our mouth a lot, and that helps us to articulate certain sounds, which oftentimes makes them more clear, you know, and that is helpful. And that's what I teach. That's what I was born into. And I teach American Standard Dialect or American Standard Accent. And when you look up like in the International Phonetic Alphabet, you know, these are the sounds that usually that's used internationally in terms of teaching English. And that's what I teach, and that's what I know, and how those symbols relate to words and sounds and that sort of thing. But you know, one of the greatest things you can do to get your brain to remember things is to do something very outrageous. You know, even use naked people. I didn't use that in my example, but you know, when I've heard these examples, and these examples are given by very smart people. I'm talking, you know, PhDs, and these people have done years and years of research. And they say, you know, use something very outrageous, naked people walking around saying the TH sound, you know, and then repeat it, you know, throughout the day, but repeat it in a fun way. Keep the positive feelings towards it. Liliana, you were going to say something.
Thank you. I'm hearing my voice like an echo.
Oh, I don't hear an echo.
No?
No.
That's weird. Okay. No, only I like to add that I watched a video yesterday. It's about a British guy who imitates different accents, different English accents.
Okay.
And when he imitates people from Liverpool, no, I didn't understand anything, any word.
Yeah, Liverpool.
For me, it's like a different language. It's not English.
Right.
Have you heard this accent, Liverpool accent?
Yes, I have, but I don't think I could. I could do one, but I have heard Liverpool. I think some of the Beatles or all of the Beatles are from Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's very distinct, and a strong Liverpool accent can be extremely difficult to understand for even an American. Yeah.
Yes, and I think for us, for foreign people, for example, if I have the opportunity to go there, that I would like to go to Liverpool one day to know more about Beatles. But I think it's really hard to understand them because it's not the standard English.
Yeah, well, I tell this story about my my friend who was traveling in Ireland, and he and his buddy were looking for a place to stay, and they went into this little inn, like a hotel motel kind of thing, and there was like a restaurant bar, and there was all these Irish people who were socializing, and they walked in, and the room got quiet. They all looked at them because they looked strange, they looked different, and they started speaking to them in English, but their Irish accent was so strong, my friend could not understand a word that they were saying.
Really?
Not a word.
Because I told you that I have an Irish friend who I usually talk twice a week.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I can understand his accent. And maybe he talks more, or he talks, how can I say that? He talks in a different way with me.
Right.
But I like the way he speaks.
Sure.
We can understand each other because I help him with Spanish, and yes, I don't have any problem with him. Maybe because he changed his accent, or he talks in, how can I say, no, not that fast way, the opposite. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He maybe slows down for
Slow.
you. Yeah.
Slow.
Yeah. Slower rate of speech. Yeah. No, that's cool. No, the thing is, like when I think like in Sachin's case, he's dealing people for, business purposes. If he gets something wrong, then it could be a big mistake. So, and I'm sure Sachin, but I'll say it for everybody's sake, that you need to be able to have phrases like, let me make sure I understand you correctly, and then kind of repeat what you think he or she said. So you want to do A, B, and C on Thursday with, blah, blah, blah. If you repeat it back to them without taking too much time, it's just a great, what we call a safety net. And then if you got it right, then it's like, I did hear him right, And these are the type of role plays we do, in business English. So, using those
the
tools.
advantage that I have while speaking with American clients is they're very understanding and very, very helpful. So,
oh, that's nice. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah.
And whatever improvement that you are seeing in myself are because of those, and also due to your videos that I use to practice my English on.
Well, great. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. And I just want to give you one tip of something to work on. Like this comes from, the region of India, is the W and the V's. So like when you say advantage, try to get in the habit of putting your V under your bottom lip, under your front teeth. Advantage, because a lot of Indians will say advantage, and it's advantage. Whatever, try to get that W, whatever happens, then I will be there. Round your lips, because that's a big difference between, your region and your native language coming to English, where we say what for W, and then V for V. So that
let me try. If I'm pronouncing it correctly,
okay.
It's west.
Okay, say it.
I'm trying to
say it again. West. So are you saying? Well, what are you saying? Like, are you? Oh, I see. You have it in the chat. Yeah. Okay. Now I see what you got. Try it one more time.
West.
Yeah, that's it. Very good. You know, it's a simple mouth position change, which you have now when you're thinking about it. It's the same thing we discussed with the TH. You know, make that
Yeah,
part of your.
I can pronounce it correctly if I'm aware of that.
Right. Yeah, aware of that. See, even that word kind of slipped out. Aware. So that's something you need to remind your brain. So I would use W and V and the TH sound and try those things I suggested, put them on your monitor and think of something outrageous and run the outrageous thought, you know, maybe twice a day with both of them. And then throughout the day, practice some phrases, some real phrases, not tongue twisters, some real phrases, you know, like for 30 seconds, maybe like 7 times a day. And you'll get it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, very good. That was an interesting discussion and very, very powerful. Sam, you have a question. You're back. Are you there, Sam? Sam came back? We can't hear you if you're speaking. Your microphone might be muted. Mr. Sam. Okay. Well, that's okay. Anyone else with a question?
Yes.
Yes, Liliana. Go ahead.
Okay, I posted in the chat.
Oh, you did? Oh, here we go.
Whether I'm able to weather the storm.
Yeah.
I understand whether or not it's like if not.
Right.
That whether I don't know what does it mean.
Oh, yeah. When it's spelled with W-E-A, T-H-E-R, that's the weather. It's the winter weather, summer weather. Is that what you're asking?
Yes, but I don't understand the meaning of the second sentence. Were you able to
were you able to? Oh, I got you. Okay. So were you able to weather the storm? It just means, yeah, that's idiomatic, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. Okay. You know, it's funny because when sometimes you grow up with these phrases and you don't even think that they're so idiomatic, but it means that were you able to deal with it all right? You know, like if we had a bad storm where you live in Colombia and it was like raining really hard and there was thunder and like some people had roof leaks and some people had flooding, you know, somebody could say to you, hey, Liliana, were you able to weather the storm? You know, and then you would say something like, oh, yeah, yeah, I was home and, you know, everything was dry where I live, or I was able to get to work okay, because some people cannot get to work because of the storm. So then the answer would be, oh, it was terrible. I wasn't able to weather the storm. I could not get to work, and I could not even go to the grocery store for 3 days. So that would be a way to say I could not weather the storm, meaning I could not deal with it well. I could not handle it well because it was so severe.
Okay, and in terms of pronunciation, it's the same? Whether and be able to weather, you pronounce it the same way, or
it's exactly the same. Exactly the same. Weather pronounced exactly the same, just spelled differently for different meanings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, that was my attempt at a sound effect. That was my attempt at a sound effect. Okay. Yeah, that was good question. In Spanish. Interesting. A little Spanish translation there. Capear el temporal.
To resist.
El temporal.
Oh, like how did you resist the storm? Oh, I see. Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Were you able to
Julio, you know, I rarely use the word capear.
Oh, you don't use that word much? Is that what you're saying? Either do I.
Maybe in Venezuela, Julio, you use more of this word.
No, you see that mostly in books or
Oh, books,
magazines.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I see. I see. I think I mentioned this last week. Really great book that I read called Outliers, and I'm reading. I'm still reading this book, How We Learn, which is just fantastic. And that's why I'm so interesting. And when we talk about certain ideas, like learning language, a lot of or some of the things I've learned from this latest research. I'm so interested in the brain and how the brain learns, because I don't know about you guys, but guys and ladies, but when I grew up, people said things, oh, you're not smart enough, or he's smart, but she's not so smart, and things like that. And what we know is, there are different areas in the brain, and some of the areas in our brain are more dominant than others. And but once we recognize this, it's not about, oh, this person is so much smarter. It's just they have different dominance areas. And the thing is, when we come across areas that are difficult, like Sachin was giving a great example of, pronunciation not happening in an authentic conversation, how do we get our brain to do this? A lot of teachers will just say, oh, speak English more, which is true. That will help. But there are also techniques that make imprints in our brain. And if we use certain techniques, not only for language learning, but for learning other things we need in life too, we can really pick it up fast, make it stick, and we can advance more quickly. The problem is, we're not taught these methods. Most of us are not taught these methods in school. So I love to share these ideas, and it's really fantastic stuff. Okay, Wasim has a question. What kind of intonation do we use in alternative questions? Rising intonation or falling? I'm not sure. What do you mean by alternative questions, Wasim? I can't hear. I'm not sure if you're speaking, but I can't hear you if you are. Pitch variation, alternative questions. Usually with questions, it's a rising intonation, like if I said, Julio, did you watch Star Trek yesterday? I'll go up. The thing is, if I want to clearly communicate a question to somebody, I'm hearing some background noise on somebody. I think it's Wendy. Wendy, please turn off your microphone. I can hear background noise. Just click that picture of the yeah, Wendy, just click that picture of the microphone under everybody's name and picture in the sky.
I turn off my microphone.
Yeah, but I still hear you because you're talking and I hear you. That's how I know. That's how I know. A lot of people have said that. I turned off my microphone. No, you did not.
I turned off already.
Yeah, but I can still hear you. I just heard you say that. So did everyone else. Yeah.
Let me see.
Did you click on the picture under
No.
in Skype, in the Skype window? There's a little blue microphone.
I use my phone.
There should be like a red arrow or a line going through it. Maybe not red, but
maybe not red. So this is when I turn on my microphone and.
Okay, now it's off. Now it's off. Very good.
Maybe television. Maybe.
Now it's on. Now it's on. So turn it off again. Anyway, what I was saying was, are you going with us? That's a question. But a question does not have to be always upward intonation. That's why I'm trying to understand what you mean by alternative question. Can you describe that to me, Wasim, what you mean by that? Excuse. Oh, I see you wrote it in the chat. Hold on. Excuse me. I just sneezed. Oh.
God bless you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. WH questions, falling in intonation. Yes or no questions, rising intonation. So I guess you're asking about that. Oh, what are you doing later today? WH question doesn't have to be falling intonation. WH question could be rising. A type of question, interrogative, that offers listeners a closed choice between two or more. Well, closed choice would be like a yes or no. Do you like it? Is like a yes or no question. Like if I gave you some food, do you like it? Now, let me just say that there's no hard rule on this. So it is not like a standard English practice to go upward or lower. What it does is it's clear communication if you go upward on your question. Because I could say, like, let's say, Wasim, I just made some food and I gave you some food to try. It's different. You're from a different country. So I could say to you, do you like it? Now that's just flat. There's no upward or downward. Or I could say, do you like it? Do you like it? You know, kind of going up. That's a little more friendly way of asking. So going upward helps with communicate. Do you like it? You know, it's almost like I'm smiling when I say that. I could say, what time is your class? I guess, you know, you could say that's flat or downward. I could say, what time is your class? What time is your class? You know, I could go upward with it, which really communicates that it's a question and not a statement. Sometimes if I say something, let me try to think of an example that's not traditionally, like, it's not a question, but it is a question. God, I'm trying to think of a situation where it's not structured as a question, but it is a question, and you communicate that by your upward intonation. So, oh, well, like if somebody asked me, how much does this book cost? I could say $24, or I could say $24, which means I'm questioning the amount. I'm not saying, oh, I'm not sure. I think it's around $24. I can also say that same idea by saying $24 by going up, which means I'm questioning the amount. Okay. So
this is we play with intonation.
Yes, strictly intonation. So you can, this is an interesting area of English speaking, of using intonation for communication. So I am communicating that I'm not sure. You know, it's like, who won the football game? Brazil? You know, if I go up, it means I'm not sure. If I say Brazil, that means I'm sure. So these sorts of things come in terms of rising or lower. In terms of yes, no questions, I just want to make sure Wasim understands that. Oh, you have some more here. I'm sorry, I'm not keeping up with the chat. A type of question, a closed choice, alternative questions. Are you going or coming? Oh, I see. Alternative between two. I got you. So John, are you going or coming with us? I can say it both ways, Wasim. I can say, John, I just want to know, are you going or coming with us? John, are you going or coming with us? Coming with us? I'm sorry. John, are you going or coming with us? I could go upward with it. And that gets into kind of a maybe what I could frame as a wisdom in using intonation. Using upward intonation helps you to connect with people. It gives a friendlier sense. So sometimes your intonation can broadcast an idea that is incorrect. Like it could broadcast an idea that I'm angry when I'm not. I'm just asking a question. But if you go up, you're always more safe because it gives this friendly idea. Oh, I think so. As opposed to, I think so. Oh, what? Are you mad? No, I just answered your question. Let me see, what does this say? Would you rather have some wind farms off the Cape Cod coast, or would you rather have an oil spill? Yeah, it's like an alternative of two things. So I think most people, if they would ask a question like that, would you rather have wind farms off the Cod coast, or would you rather have an oil spill? I think most people would use downward intonation when they say that. Could you go upward with it? Yes, you could. But this isn't like, this type of question is a more intellectual type of question, or just, you know, a type of conversation, a thinking conversation. So most people would go down with that. If I'm wondering, like, if somebody I'm not sure is coming with us, are you coming with us? You know, I may go up because I want to keep it friendly and all that sort of thing. But it is known that that's a question just by the context and the structure of that sentence. So most people would go down in intonation with that. Let's see, falling intonation in WH question can also be replaced by rising intonation if we want to be more polite. Yes, exactly. Usually we use it with children. Well, okay. And what I want to say about that is, okay, there's a lot of truth to that. And I guess that's a good way of summing up what I've been saying. It comes off as more polite, more easy, and it can help you connect with people. Now, yes, it is often used with children, but a wise person, like in a work situation, trying to get along well with colleagues, because people can get irritated with each other. And in your work situation, you want to keep things positive. You don't want people to get angry or irritated. Great to use upward intonation. Great to use a lighter kind of voice. It can really help with connecting people in a positive way. Did you turn in that document? Did you turn in that document? Instead of, did you turn in that document? That can sound very controlling. Did you turn in that document? You know, I could say back to that, it's none of your business, or I'm going to get to it when I get to it, because I may respond in kind of a negative way. But if the person goes upward, a little lighter tone in that ending, did you turn in that document? It's a whole different feeling. It's such an interesting part of language. And that's something that's not talked about so much, acquisition. And that's a part of the psychology of acquiring a second language is using this to make you, the second language learner, more powerful. Use that lighter tone. Oftentimes, this is one of the big things, and this is something that somebody like Sachin can appreciate, is if your tone comes off too strong, even though the American or the English person knows you're from a different country, they will forget and think you're being too strong or maybe a little bit rude to them because your intonation was strong and downward. You know, did you turn in that document? Well, what's wrong? I was just asking. It wasn't what you said. It wasn't the question. It was the way you said it. And coming with a lighter kind of thing. Oh, like if somebody's experiencing a problem with software. Oh, well, did you hit this button? that's kind of it'll make the person feel like they're being accused of something wrong. But if you say it like this, did you hit that button by any chance? Totally different. Makes the person feel great, makes the person feel relaxed, makes the person feel like they're connecting with you. Oh yeah, I did, as a matter of fact. Oh, I see the problem. But if you just say, well, did you hit this button? But no, I don't think so. People get defensive, because of the tone. And that's something that a second language learner can really benefit from. Also first language, because we native speakers make that mistake too. We're human just like anybody else. And sometimes we're not aware of our tone, So it's an important thing, and it can really help. And language is all about connecting with people. And if we can connect with people in a more positive way, we are going to be more successful, period. However you want to define success, we are going to be more successful. So keep the language a little bit light, more upward intonation. I guarantee you will be more successful.
I have been trying to work on this part, but I'm sorry, I hear my voice echoing back to me. What I'm saying is, I have been trying to work on the intonation part, but the problem is most of the times my speech is just flat. The things are working well for me because clients are kind of understanding right now. But yeah, understand your point. I need to work on that.
Yeah. And you could start doing that lightly, just trying to make it a little bit lighter. Your voice is kind of flat, but you know what? It's not what's good. What I want to say is what's good about your voice is it's not so strong in terms that it's going into a lot of downward intonation, because downward intonation can sound overly strong, and flat is better than overly strong and downwards. So you're in a pretty good place, but just try to add some, here and there, some lighter upward intonation, and that will become a powerful tool for you that will separate you from your peers. And that will make people say, hey, I really like talking to Sachin. I really like it. Can I get him on the phone? You know what I mean? They'll want to speak to you because of those little differences that you use. And one of those is upward intonation.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
I definitely need to work on that.
Yeah. Well, start doing it. I think you'll be great. Yeah, Wasim, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, Dave, you're right that we use falling intonation in order to order someone to do something. For example, we say, speak louder. Now, if you want to be more polite, we use a rising intonation. Could you please speak louder? Like
yes,
so intonation, yeah, rises. So sit down, or we say,
right.
Sit down, please. Like,
yes.
Please. So the intonation rises in order to be more formal in that situation. Or we say, what's your name? But with children, we often observe people asking like this manner, what's your name?
Yeah.
Where do you come from? And where do you study? Like this. So intonation rises in order to be more formal and polite in that way.
Yes, absolutely. And, the thing is, like, it is true with the children, but I've experienced quite a bit of life, and I've seen what really works, especially when you meet someone for the first time, is if you show like an exuberance that you're interested in somebody. Like I say, Wasim, oh, nice to meet you. Where are you from? That shows like I'm really interested in you, as opposed to, oh, hi, Wasim, where are you from? Like I'm judging you. And that may make Wasim feel like, oh, does this guy want to be my friend, or does this guy want to judge me? But if I use that upward intonation, it's like, hey, this guy's being very nice. Be his friend, So yes, indeed. that upward intonation can be a very powerful tool. What kind of technology? I'm kind of going upward with that. I'm showing some excitement in my voice as well. I hope you noticed that too. Oh, what kind of technology do you use? You know, it shows that I'm real. It shows that I'm genuinely interested in you. Not just like, oh, you work in tech? What kind of technology do you use? You know, it's like I'm judging you, like, oh, I use technology. I bet my technology is better than your technology. You know, it can bring about these feelings that are unnecessary and that could be misunderstood. So we, as wise users of language, can use that upward intonation. So, yes, very good. We're going to wrap up the call. I know Elaine joined us, and I think Elaine is a friend of Liliana. Yeah, and Elaine, if you would like to or say anything, that would be quite fine. You could unmute your microphone.
She wrote to me that now she's having a dinner there because she's been living in Italy for a long time. And she's listening to you.
Oh, okay.
While she's sharing dinner with.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah. We're like background music. We're like the classical piano playing while they eat dinner. That's great. So, is she from Colombia or?
No, she's from Brazil.
Oh, Brazil. That's right.
She got married with an Italian man, and she's been living there for more than 25 years.
Wow. Oh, I'd like to hear her. Oh, I'd like to hear her
she
story.
helps me with Italian. She's my Italian teacher.
Oh, very good. Very good. Wow. Two very passionate people together, a Brazilian and an Italian. Wow. That must be one heck of a relationship.
Yes. And maybe next time I can introduce her to you.
Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I have the last question.
Okay, well, anyway, this has been a great call, and I want to thank everybody for joining us, and great questions. And remember, one of the themes of this call was that reading can be a great tool to absorbing a second language because of the vocabulary and because of the grammar that your mind subconsciously absorbs. But you got to read something you really enjoy. Do not read something that is boring to you. Read something that is interesting, that you enjoy. And keep the positive feelings towards English. If you make a mistake, no big deal. We all make lots of mistakes learning a second language. So just laugh at it. No big deal. I'm going to keep moving forward, and I'm going to keep trying. It doesn't mean you didn't get it. It means you don't have it yet. You will get it. It takes some time. We have to be patient with ourselves. So let's remember that. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining us, and I'll see you next week. This has been the English Meeting Call. I'm Dave Skonda. We do the call most Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Next week, that will be UTC minus 7. So it's going to be at a different time, 1 hour earlier, if you do not change your clocks.
1 hour.
Yes, 1 hour earlier. So just
Elaine wrote something to you.
Oh, who did? Oh, Elaine. Oh, there she is. Oh, thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Yes, nice to meet you too. And I look forward to speaking to you next week and hearing your story. It sounds very interesting. So I'd love to do that. So thank you, Elaine. Elaine Barbosa from Brazil and Italy. Excellente. So everybody.
Italian woman.
Excellent. Okay, so I will say goodbye. You can all say goodbye too, in any language that you choose. So I will say ciao. I'll see you later.
Ciao.
All right. Goodbye.
Thanks,
Have a good laugh, everyone. Let's see if I can get that. Yay! Okay. Goodbye, everyone. I'll see you next week. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jeff. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Let's see. And there it goes. Okay, so the Skype is done. So just want to cap off the English meeting call. We talk about many things. Sometimes we get heavy into debates about an issue, about a topic that I might bring in, or somebody who joins the call might bring in. And that's great. It gives people a chance to speak. And that is one big part of the EM call, is giving people a chance to speak English. And then I can jump in and try to help you out with the way you speak English. I'm here to support people. And one of my biggest philosophies in terms of teaching English is to support the learner and to make you feel confident. And there are so many things that can make a learner feel not so confident, especially if somebody laughs at you or makes a joke about the way you're speaking. We had a caller on today from India who said sometimes he feels fake when he's trying to pronounce the word or phrase correctly. And it does sound fake to him, but there's feelings associated with that. So if we can acknowledge those feelings and then say, hey, I'm not going to pay attention to that. This is about me learning the language. I'm going to go for it. So even if I feel awkward, if I feel fake, I'm going to do it anyway. So the idea is fake it until you make it, until that pronunciation becomes comfortable, and feel that awkward feeling and do it anyway. Comes down to one of my favorite phrases of all time, which is feel the fear and do it anyway. Okay, so I'll leave you with that today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Please join me on Facebook. That's where I announce all the English meeting calls. I'm Dave Skonda on Facebook. Join me on Twitter. Also Dave Skonda on Twitter, englishmeeting.com, and my YouTube channel, English Meeting with Dave Skonda. All right, so that is it. And I will see you next time on the English Meeting call. Bye-bye, everyone.